Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. We have today Sanjat Patnaik back with us with a very interesting subject. And I hope you will start putting your questions towards the end of the show so that we can see it easily. Otherwise, it gets too crowded, and we need to search for your questions. Thank you. Welcome, Sanjat.
Thank you so much. Good evening, and good evening to the viewers also. So today is a very interesting topic, as you pick interesting topics always. So there are many videos and pictures also. So I would say the viewers to hang on. So please, man, please let us start.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, viewers, this is an idea suggested by Sanjat himself. And I think he's going into a lot of new topics, which are really, see, this is something, Sanjat, see, you're talking about climate control. Some years back, I think around in 2012 or so, we were discussing this on Twitter about, the earthquakes.
Right,
the moment
right.
there was presence of, the Chinese in Arunachal Pradesh, that side, in the
Right,
in the
ma'am.
north, then these seismic tremors started, and they seemed to be
Right.
almost deliberate. And we were discussing this on, at that time, there were a lot of Twitterati who were very scientific minded, and they would discuss the pros and cons. And a lot of people, who did not know anything about it would say just it's a conspiracy theory. But from that time, we knew that this is happening.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Friends, it's a very interesting topic, and it's also very relevant because what is happening in Uttarakhand, it seems like, based on this very idea that Sanjat is going to talk about. So, Sanjat, shall we start the show?
Yeah, please, ma'am, please.
Yeah, okay. Friends, can we really control the weather? So now it looks like yes. Weather modification is the act of intentionally manipulating or altering the weather. The most common form of weather modification is cloud seeding, which increases rain or snow, usually for the purpose of increasing the local water supply. Weather modification can also have the goal of preventing damaging weather, such as hail or hurricanes, from occurring, or of provoking damaging weather against the enemy as a tactic of military or economic warfare, like Operation Popeye, where clouds were seeded to prolong the monsoon in Vietnam. Weather modification in warfare has been banned by the United Nations under the Environmental Modification Convention. However, countries like China don't look at any rules. So back in 2017, China was investing 168 million to control the weather. By now, they would have already started practicing it in many places. For example, the geologist Trevor Nace wrote in an article around 3 years back about this, what China was doing. China has made much progress in this area. China is launching the world's largest weather control machine with the ability to modify the weather in an area similar to the size of Alaska. China has never shied away from doing things on a massive scale, and this is yet another example of the Chinese government working on an unprecedented scale. China's state-owned Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation is implementing a plan to send thousands of rain-inducing machines across the Tibetan Plateau to increase rainfall along the region. The Tibetan Plateau is the source of much of China's water running down from the mountainous highlands via the massive Yangtze, Mekong, and Yellow rivers. These rivers, which originate on the Tibetan Plateau, are fed by glacial and snow meltwater and drain down into fertile Chinese farmlands. The practice of artificially inducing rainfall in China is not new. The country manipulated the weather over Beijing's just before and during the 2008 Beijing Olympics to ensure a rain-free event. The practice has only grown in scale as a part of the Sky River project aimed at increasing China's water resources for its billions of people. China is installing tens of thousands of chambers across the Tibetan plateau and mountains. These machines will produce a very fine silver iodide particles that are then lifted into the atmosphere with upwelling winds. As these particles are dispersed into the atmosphere, they act as the nucleating point of condensed water. In order for water vapor or humidity in the air to form clouds and eventually rain? It requires a nucleating particle. Typically, this is a tiny particle of dust which, in mass, produces the clouds we see in the sky. By artificially seeding the Tibetan plateau with silver iodide particles, the Chinese government is inducing the formation of clouds where there weren't any before. Once the clouds become unstable, this leads to artificially induced rainfall. Each rain machine or chamber is expected to create a 3-mile long strip of billowing clouds. When multiplied by thousands of chambers, China is installing along the Tibetan plateau. It's estimated that China will be artificially controlling the weather over an area similar to the size of Alaska. China plans to monitor the system through weather satellites and supplement with silver iodide particles deployed from planes and shot out of ground artillery. In total, the Chinese government expects a system which will span 620,000 square miles to produce up to 10 billion cubic meters of rainfall each year. If the system works as expected, it would equal roughly 7% of China's annual water consumption, helping China quench the thirst of its 1.4 billion people. In this article, a photo shows a Chinese worker firing a rocket for cloud seeding in an attempt to make it rain in Huanpi. This is, again, I repeat, in 2018, China would have gone way ahead in all of this. Now, Sanjay, see, these are some of the good things that you can do with weather manipulation. But Sanjay is going to tell us more about the negative as well as other aspects where even they can even control the minds of human beings. So Sanjay, please take over from here and let us know what you have in mind. Yes.
Thank you so much, Amina ma'am. And whatever the points that you raised here are practically valid and literally clear and present danger for Indians. As Indians, we are there. And during the course of this session, which is around 1 hour, we will be going through in detail about not only about China, about USA and other organizations which actually control. And it is not only about weather or cloud or rain. And we would see how, apart from rain and weather, how they can actually unleash literal hell upon people and what they have been doing, including lightning strikes and death and thousands of death. And the very interesting videos are there, very interesting photographs are there, and I think many would not have seen that. So the disclaimer that see, I am not a nuclear physicist or an astrophysicist. So I am a common man who actually is interested in this subject. So because of internet and various books which I read, I gain certain kind of perspective. And actually, I put forward that in front of the audience so that the audience can actually get inquisitive, curious, and go and do their own research. So that is the main objective. So we would be showing many videos and pictures in that. Before starting, if we can show the first video, ma'am, where we are discussing about how much China is investing, so people would understand that this is a serious matter. It's not a tin hat conspiracy theory, but countries and organizations are actually investing millions and billions of dollars of rupees into this. Yes, ma'am. The first video. I'm not able to hear you, ma'am. I think the sound is not there from that side, or is it my issue? So I'm not able to hear anything, ma'am. Are you on mute, ma'am, or unmuted? Because let me check my system. Am I audible, ma'am? Because I am not able to hear you.
Yeah. 1 minute. I'll just repeat it again.
Yeah. Now I can. I thought there's an issue with my system.
Yeah. All right. Is it okay, Sanjat? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So, if the viewers would have noticed, this is a World Economic Forum video and very, very authentic. It is not of some conspiracy theorist actually saying this. And basically, what they said is China has invested heavily with around 35,000 people into this technology, and as officially, it is about rains. Now, if we can open the first page of the presentation, ma'am, people would know
Yeah.
how it connects to India in present sense.
Yes.
I'm talking
Yes.
about even yesterday's newsprints also.
Yes. 1 second, Sajjad.
Yeah, please, ma'am. So during the course of this session, we would be going to Alaska, and we would be seeing where they have these
First one.
HAARP installation across the world.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. First one. If viewers can see this, these are news clipping. See, this has affected us. If people remember, in 2013, there was a Kedarnath disaster due to some weather anomaly cloud burst. See, the problem is that wherever there is a weather anomaly is basically which is outside the average that we take. So anything which is anomaly has to be looked at with a eye with suspicion
Skeptical.
actually.
Skeptical.
And
Yes. Yes.
yes, madam.
With
Skeptical,
skeptical.
with
Yeah.
skeptical.
Skepticism. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That is the right phrase.
Yeah.
Yes, skeptical eyes.
Mm.
So here we are
Yeah.
seeing three things. One is basically one is Kedarnath 2013, where I don't know more than 10,000 people died, and the actual
Yes.
number is still not known because many people were
Mm.
washed off. And as
Mm.
per official report, which is here, a screenshot of Indian newspaper, around more than 3,075 bodies were still missing after so many years, and that is the
Yes.
official count. No one knows about the unofficial count. So this cloudburst or this disaster affected numbers of people.
Yeah.
Second example would be in 2004 we had a tsunami, which
Yes.
officially killed more than 8,000 people. So tsunami,
Yes.
then yesterday I saw
Uh,
visible now, ma'am. Am I
yeah.
audible?
But your voice is not clear. No order. Your voice is not very clear, Sajjad. Yeah. Now. Now. Can you hear me, Sajjad? Friends, we'll just wait for him to rejoin. Yeah. Friends, we'll just wait for Sanjay to rejoin and then look at the PowerPoint again.
Am I visible or
Yes,
audible now?
yes, 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 very much.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually there was some issue with the connection here.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So
Yeah.
great. So we are talking about the Tamil Nadu tsunami, which killed more than 10,000 or 8,000 people officially and displaced many, and it actually changed the entire geography or demography of that area. Then yesterday
Yes.
I saw a news clip of Twitter where Hindustan Times, and incidentally within 1 hour of time there were around 10 to 12 articles about lightning strikes in India, and it
Yes.
was a completely well orchestrated campaign because most of the media houses are different within hours actually started talking about lightning.
Yeah.
And if viewers can see, what it says is more than 60 people have been killed due to lightning strikes in 3 states. That the
Yes.
chance of it being natural is very
Mm.
very less. 60
Yeah.
people in 24 hours, getting killed by lightning. See,
Yes.
as a regular
Yeah, it's
people,
very
how many
rare.
people have we seen in our, yeah,
Yeah,
how
it's
many
very rare.
people in our lives, in entire lives, have we seen people getting struck by lightning?
Yes,
Almost zero.
yes,
There
yes,
would be very, very, the chances would be in millions, one in millions.
yes,
Yet, official record 6 people died in a single day.
yes. Sanjat?
I think there was some issue again with my connection, ma'am.
Yes. Can you hear me now? Sorry, friends. A bit of a problem. Just wait for him to join. PB, she will be giving her next session on Monday. Deepthi will be joining us on Monday with the next part of the diary. Gloria, awareness is very important. Yes. Welcome, Sunita. Good evening. Ritu. Welcome, Gloria. Welcome, Karen. Sunita, yes. And it's even what's happening to us sounds like a scientific fiction scene. Priya, welcome. Monica, welcome. Will we be able to talk about Sushant's case? Tomorrow is 14th again. Monica, on Monday, Deepthi will join us with the next session of the diary reading. Good evening, peace. Welcome, Binod from Nepal. Yeah, Sanita, just waiting for Sanjay to join. Yes, Binod. Geoengineering is real. All clear now, Sunita. Yeah, Sunita, he'll talk also about how human beings are, they're trying to control even human beings. These devils are playing God. Yes, absolutely. Good evening, Vinay. Can flash floods occur? Yes. This is what he said. Even what happened in back in I think it was in 2013. Vinod, yes. Is the lighting etc. because of this? Yes, that's what he is saying. Yeah. Sanjay?
Sorry, ma'am. There were some. I think HAARP was controlling my network here. That was a joke, actually.
Yeah.
But
In fact,
somehow my
a
system,
lot of the people,
I had to
yeah,
reboot.
yeah, a lot of the people are saying that see the incidents that you mentioned, are they all could be because of this? So I said yes, it could be, because of this.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
yeah,
So this is the incident. So now we'll go to HARP and why I believe that these things are caused by these things only.
yeah,
We would see the institutions. We would talk about those things and is it possible or not? And not only me, we will hear some expert videos also of 1 minute or half a minute clip where they are saying it is possible or not. So that this is going to be very, very exciting, very exciting, because this affects us all. Now talking about coming to HAARP. So HAARP is basically the full form is they have a research agency. What they call is High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Aurora, people would be knowing about Aurora Borealis, which comes in North Pole, and the same effect is seen in the South Pole also.
Yeah.
The background to this technology, as a layman, I would say that we have a magnetic field which covers Earth, and this HAARP technology that we are talking about, or the installation, actually taps into that phenomena, natural phenomena. There is a layer called as ionosphere. So they send radio frequencies, which are called RF. They send radio frequency into that ionosphere. Ionosphere is basically a charged layer of atmosphere. So they tap into that, and scientifically they derive energy from that, number one, and they can direct the energy towards any place in the earth through various methods, which can cause tsunami, which can cause earthquakes, which can cause many other things, many other thunder, lightning strikes. So we would see where they're talking about it.
Sanjat, what are they
And
talking about? Yeah, MK Ultra, is that also a part of it?
see, MK Ultra is the micro part of mind control. But when we are coming about HAARP or RF radio frequency technology, they are also used in mind control. There were some experiments where in USA that they were using microwave frequency or radio frequency to control minds of children as an experiment. So somewhere MK Ultra and HAARP has a link, as both of these things are from USA primarily, and the objective was same. Objective was to control human mind, but the method or the scale is very different. MK Ultra was very small and localized in scale, whereas HAARP is huge. That affects hundreds of squares of kilometers and thousands of people and millions of people. So although origin is same, but the method and the impact is very different. Coming to that, ma'am, if we can go to the second slide on the PPT, we can show.
Yeah, sure.
So we have seen what is getting done. Number one, some of the glimpses, and let us see who are actually behind this. This is what actually concerns. What do you say about these people and this thing, ma'am? Because the first one is we all know Gates uncle. Second is also Gates uncle, and third is a screenshot from United Nations official website. I have not taken it from somewhere else. It's not a Photoshop image. And fourth one is some news report which says about global solar geoengineering. So your views on this thing, ma'am, and the importance of this at this point of time.
Yeah. No, it all connects to the same people, Sanjat. See, it's going back to people who are trying to act God, you know. Can you hear me, Sanjat? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not people, trying to act God, and also they've got very evil minds. So something very devious in what they are trying to do.
Yes, and incidentally, these people, the UN, WHO, Bill Gates, and all these people are currently controlling our lives. It's not that they're just doing some intellectual thinking that they would do or they would not do. But actually, these people are directly controlling our lives for last 1.5 years. So these people are very powerful, and they can do anything that they want in the name of good of mankind. So if we can go to the third one, ma'am, we can go to HAARP.
Sanjat, could you just tell our viewers what HAARP stands for? One more viewer just wanted to know that.
Yeah, the full form of HAARP. HAARP is basically a full form is H for high frequency, then A for active, then second A for auroral research program.
Yeah.
That is where this aurora borealis and this ionosphere and everything comes in. So that is the full
Absolutely.
form of HAARP.
Yeah.
And they have their this is about, I have not directly, I have not put the picture of HAARP, because people can find it if they want to go and search on
Yeah. It is
Google or
in our
anywhere, they will
poster
find
as
it.
well. Yeah. In our poster as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a poster as well, it is there. It is basically
Yeah.
a formation of some antennas which emit radio frequency up to the
Yeah.
sky, up to 30
Yeah.
kilometers into the sky, to the atmosphere. So their program states that HAARP is basically a weather studying organization. But viewers should mind, this was at one point of time controlled by DARPA. So
Yeah.
DARPA is into weapons, secret weapon manufacturing division of USA. So what can it do? It can, as per the scientists, and then screenshots from a history document, history channel, very very and scientists have shown this also. It can figure out how it can create earthquake as per some scientists and the logic behind it. And officially it can trigger lightning also. So ma'am, we started this program talking about earthquakes in India after China came, and now we are talking about lightning which is in front of our eyes. And
Yeah.
there is a third thing called as weather modification. The fourth image,
Yeah.
the fourth corner image is basically this is the artist impression of what they are
Mm.
doing. There will be two arrows pushing into the ionosphere and how
Yeah.
it
Yes.
affects. This is the round object is our Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we go to the fourth one, ma'am? There I have a
Yes.
picture of how it looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one is basically the assembly of antennas. If people can see, this is how it is arranged.
Yeah.
For other angle pictures, people can go into web and search. So from here, they emit radio frequency waves into ionosphere, and that is
Mhm.
how they control many things.
Yes.
The second picture is very very interesting, and people would notice it is written as a Russian woodpecker.
Yeah.
During this Cold War times, what happened was, during those times, it's not a new technology. During those times, across the world, these scientists actually picked up a sound which was like a woodpecker sound, a
Mm.
woodpecker knocking wood sound, continuous sound which was
Yes.
going on. And
Yeah.
world over, scientists were very, very mystified and where it was coming from. So
Yeah.
finally, they triangulated that there is this facility in Russia where they had
Yeah.
this huge antenna kind of a thing, from where they were emitting radio frequencies. Not only Russia, this frequency was traveling to the entire world using this same technology. So it was very, very
Yeah.
powerful. So
Yeah.
then only they decided, yes, we can tap into that. So this is called as Russian woodpecker sound.
Yeah.
Then the first picture, the second line, first picture would be how it works basically. Images where they beam a light into ionosphere, and ionosphere reflects into the globe. Then there is thing called as a ELF, extremely low frequency. Now this
Yeah.
extremely low frequency is pulsated into ionosphere, and as some scientists were saying, that it punches into ionosphere and it creates a ripple.
Yes.
So the energy of this radiation is not that high, but it creates a ripple because the energy of the ionosphere is so huge that ripple itself is capable of creating many things. Apart
Yes.
from sea storms, apart from cyclones, apart from mapping, many things are
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Now, if we, I think, yeah, then we can go to the next one, ma'am. Next one
Yeah.
is what?
Chemtrails.
Chemtrail. Yeah, we can get rid of the PPT presentation now, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll come back to this next.
Yes. Yes.
Now, yeah. Now, one of the technology that this HAARP is working on and the scientists are working on, basically wireless transfer of energy through air. Why? Why is it significant? Because if someone transfers energy through radio frequencies, it would be easy for them to control satellites without charging them and support their troops. Suppose some troops of some nation are advancing with some electronic gadgets. Naturally, that is what is going to be the warfare, modern warfare. So they would be needing a source of energy. So how to provide that energy? If it can be provided through wireless technology, that is what HAARP is also researching about. Ma'am, if you can play the second video, we would say
Yeah.
this
Just before
NASA
that,
doing,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Just before that, Sanjat, could you answer this one by Rishu? How could people differentiate in normal lightning and lightning because of this machine?
See, one cannot differentiate because the normal lightning or this lightning is not different because these are basically same thing. It is just like creating a dam. We cannot differentiate between a regular water or a dam water. Water is
Yes,
same.
yes,
What they have done is they are building a dam where they store water or they direct the same water in huge quantities at one place. So suddenly we see floods. That is,
okay,
metaphorically, I'm saying talking about dams. But yes, clouds and floods, that's a different issue. But water we cannot see. But my point is there is a certain frequency in which lightning strikes people or lightning occurs in a seasonal manner. In case there is an anomaly which is exceptionally out of the average, so there has to be some reason behind it, and there is a high chance that it was manufactured because they have those capabilities.
yeah.
So that would be the answer. Any other question, ma'am, till now?
No, no. We'll go on to
Great.
the video. Which is the video you
Second
said?
video. Yeah, second video, ma'am. The energy, the transfer
Yeah.
of energy wirelessly to one place to other without any cables. This is one of the critical abilities that they are going to do, and viewers will know why I am talking about this now because this would come into picture later.
This power transmission is not without precedent. Significant demonstrations and verifications of electric power transfer efficiency and high power delivery at long range have been accomplished by NASA. The most dramatic of these was the NASA JPL Goldstone demonstration conducted in 1975, in which 34,000 watts of power was safely transmitted over 1.5 kilometers at an efficiency of greater than 82%. It was then, and remains today, what can be called the world record for high-power, long-distance wireless power transmission. The NASA JPL Venus Station 26-meter antenna, with its 500,000 watt transmitter, was used to perform a 1.54 kilometer wireless power transmission to a rectenna array located on the Goldstone site's collimation tower. 4,590 rectenna elements with high-efficiency gallium arsenide diodes were fabricated at the Raytheon Microwave and Power Tube Lab and assembled in rectenna subarrays of about 1 meter square. From each DC output of the 17 subarrays, approximately 1/3 of the power was routed to a pair of 300-watt lamps. The lamps were arranged in the geometry of the rectenna array and wired to corresponding positions such that illumination of the lights would represent the received power beam at the rectenna. Of the calibrated RF power flux density that fell on the 24 square meter rectenna array on June 5, 1975, 82.5% was collected and converted to direct current output.
It can be seen from the results of the successful 54% end-to-end laboratory demonstration of wireless power transmission and the successful test at Goldstone of sending 34 kilowatts at a mile range that we can
Yes, we can
confidently
remove this,
predict
ma'am, now.
wireless power transmission system, whether it be direct or laser or microwave or with relays. And this technology should help NASA have successful.
Great. Thank you so much, ma'am. So what we have seen is basically this was back in 1975, and they were able to transfer energy wirelessly. And he's talking about 35,000 kilowatts, which is huge energy. So right now, after around 40 years, so we can only imagine the capability that they can have. Now, how it would affect? See, what happens is in case of there is another thing which is called as chemtrail. So chemtrail is part and parcel of HAARP. So what is chemtrail? Chemtrail is a trail of chemicals which high flying jets spray into the air.
Yeah.
Now there are many people say that there are no chemtrails, there are contrails. So I am aware of the difference between contrail and chemtrail. So contrail is a regular phenomenon, nothing to worry about is. And chemtrail is something that these people are going and polluting the upper atmosphere with and chemicals. Officially in the Vietnam War also they have used these kind of chemicals for killing all the agriculture. There is a thing called as Agent Orange. If viewers know, they can go and search on YouTube. There is a thing called as Agent Orange, where jet planes took these kind of chemicals and sprayed on Vietnam. In order to do what? In order to stop agriculture so that these people cannot have food and they have to surrender. But what happened as a result of that is, for second and third generations, these people who were born with various kinds of deformities because of these chemicals. They had physical disabilities, newborn getting these disabilities, even cancer, blindness, deafness. The point of bringing this here is these people have done chemical warfare or experiment on millions of people, and these people are capable. These people are capable of doing it, and these people capable. By capable, I mean that motivationally or moral value wise, they are very clear. They don't have those kind of confusion whether we should do it or not.
Yeah, in fact, Sanjat, see, not only was it used in Iraq, in Syria, and also in Pakistan against the Baloch. See, the Baloch people are very simple, and they are the most, mutilated, and they've used so much of violence against the Baloch. And there were many images where this was used against children, women, and the disfigured forms and all. It was very painful.
Yes. Because, ma'am, whenever
Sanjat,
they would.
Yes. Also, one question, Sanjat, that many people have been trying to ask, is this one. Let me just tell you. It's from Kiran. This is a question that many have asked. We have received a huge thud noise in Bangalore a few days back. It also happened once last year, but there was nothing being done at HAL. It remained unexplained. Sanjat, sir, can you explain this? Like a sonic boom. We heard this last year as well and this year as well.
Yes,
and people are quite shocked.
Yeah, this time also, I think 3-4 days back it came, because I also heard. Last time I was not in Bengaluru, but this time I was in Bengaluru, so I have also heard this. This, I don't know, people say it's sonic boom, but the last time was very, very loud. It was very, very loud, and it might be anything. And if you ask me personally, I believe there is naturally some kind of experiment which is going on, and which might have resulted in this large third. This might be this kind of experiment, and we are doing it. If people don't know, in Andhra Pradesh there is a place where we also have a HAARP-like facility where they have radio frequency antennas, and they are doing the same kind of research. They say it is for environment or this climate research that they are doing. But we have around 500 feet by 500 feet area in India, in Andhra Pradesh, where this is installed, and they are also doing some kind of research. I don't know if it is linked to HAARP, but believing that these people, this world, globalists have power everywhere in every country. So they are not only in USA, they are across the world. Recently, 3-4 days back, we have seen, we'll come to that question, ma'am. We'll come to that question. So recently, we have seen pictures of some people actually destroying this HAARP facility, antenna facility in Brazil. Around 3-4 days, I came across that video. It's very recent. There was an antenna farm in Brazil also, where people thought that this is harming them. So they went and broke these antennas. So these antennas are everywhere across the world, and scientists are saying these antennas are capable of doing these things. Still they are there, and many people don't know. That's why we thought we'll bring this. And what was the question, man? It was something about Area 51, right?
There are two questions. One is this HAARP technology based in Area 51?
See, HAARP as publicly HAARP is based out of Alaska. They started from Alaska. They have their own installation across the world. The genesis or the installation, first installation was in Alaska officially, and it is open for public to go and see. It is not something secret that they're hiding because they cannot hide it.
Yeah.
So it is in Alaska actually.
Yeah. And Priya Kannade is asking, does this electronic magnetic waves affect human brain?
Yes, Priya, that is the right question, detective. There's a movie called as I, Robot, okay, where the dead man actually says this line. That is the right question, detective. So, Priya, this is the right questions. This is the right question. So, we are coming to that. We'll be talking about that. We will show some videos also. So, on this question, ma'am, if we can play this third video.
Yes, yes.
Control research is not new.
Not this one,
In this area, 1960.
Video 3.
Yeah, mind control.
This is my colleague David. He's learning to move things with his mind.
There you go.
This is my colleague David. He's learning to move things with his mind.
There you go.
David and I are visiting a company called Emotive. Emotive wants to build technology that can channel our brainwaves into real-world commands.
I think we're on the cusp of a type of brain augmentation that will transform the way that we are as humans.
Tanli is the founder of Emotive, and the way she describes her company's goal is kind of science fiction-y.
We're applying science to make the force come alive.
What Emotive is doing is an extremely long way off from any of this stuff. But it's the beginning of something big, with the promise that one day our thoughts could control the objects around us.
Put it on your head. Okay, here we go. So we can see here what parts of your brain are most excited or most active.
Emotive's headset works by first
Yes, we
learning
may remove this, man.
any pattern, you choose it.
Next, I want you to think.
Yes, if you can play the fourth video, ma'am, along with this, it would be great. A fourth one, yes. Control behavior, wireless. Yeah. So as someone was asking if they can control behavior through magnetic waves or electronic waves, let us see an example, which is a very old example, but it has been achieved, and let us see how actually they have done it. Then we'll discuss.
Research is not new. A scientific electronic mind control research is not new. A scientific milestone in this area came in the 1960s when Dr. Jose Delgado demonstrated remote control over a charging bull. By connecting a radio antenna to electrodes inserted into the bull's brain, Delgado proved that the animal's aggressive impulses could be thwarted by electronically manipulating the bull's muscle reflexes.
Do you realize the fantastic possibilities if from the outside we could modify the inside? Could we give messages to the inside? But the beauty is that now we are not using electrodes.
In recent years, Delgado has shown that the behavior of monkeys can be altered using low-power, pulsating magnetic fields. But in these experiments, there were no antenna implants.
Any function in the brain, emotions, intellect, personality, well, could be perhaps modified by this non-invasive technology.
Delgado's research has so far been limited to animals. But in the Soviet Union, a radio frequency, or RF device, has been used for over 30 years to manipulate the moods of mental patients.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Great, thank you. So the first video was about the current recent, that is around 2-3 years back, where they are actually putting, if the viewers have noticed, they are putting kind of a mesh on head of some person. And what they're doing is, this person is able to issue commands to an object only by thinking. So they are linking the electronic pulses that our brains have regarding the way we think, that is to give order of either move to push one thing or pull one thing or do something. So that electric pulse of brain is decoded and fed into a physical object which can act according to that. That is one part. Second part is what? Second part we have seen, that is a very old video, I think 1955 or 60s, where there is a bull. We saw a bull charging to a person, and the second person was the scientist who was holding a switch. So what they did was they actually planted a electronic switch inside that bull's head by inserting that, a surgery that they showed, and they irritated the bull. And while the bull was charging on a full force, he flipped the switch, and that bull did not attack, and it actually stuck in its own pace. So this technology of controlling behavior through electronic manipulation by inserting something into brain, and this thing was done wirelessly. There was no wires connected to that bull. There was only a antenna which transmitted some message from the switch, and the bull's behavior of attacking was changed. That was around 30-40 years ago. So people have done that. This can be done. Now let us connect this to HAARP. What happens is this ELF, extreme frequency HAARP, am I back, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Great. So I think the more times I mention the word HAARP, there's something else is going on.
It seems like Deepti, you're also being monitored closely.
I am not able to hear you. I think there's some issue
Yeah.
with my system. Mute, unmute. Am I audible, ma'am? Because I am not
Yes,
able
yes.
to hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Great.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like Deepti, you're also being monitored very closely.
Still, I am not able to hear you, but let me continue.
Yeah,
In
okay.
case there's something to please signal me so that at least I can
Yeah.
know, ma'am. So what we are talking about is controlling the brain through wirelessly through electrical or magnetic impulses, which has been achieved around 30-40 years back. This is not something new, and this HAARP facility can direct these ELF frequencies to a certain geographical area where they can actually send signals to inside people brains, inside people's brain. Now let us see another video, ma'am. We have reached till there, so let us see. Is there any other video? I think this is the four videos. These are four videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then let us go to PPT, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
The PowerPoint, the presentation.
Yeah.
Because that video I did not include. That was a big one.
Yeah. The PowerPoint. 1 second. Yes.
Yeah, this is the chemtrail that we are talking about. This is the experiment that we saw. These are the pictures. And
Yes.
the first one is the book written by that scientist, Physical Control of the Mind. So this book actually explained about the experiment, and they were talking about this. And the second book is between two ages. This book talks about manipulating nature or weather itself to control as a weapon to control people. We can go to the next slide, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, this is what we are talking about. So brain can be manipulated. Right now, they are doing these experiments, and the bottom left corner, if people can see, there is a tiny robot. This is a robot which actually is attached to nerves, and it controls the pulse, electrical pulse that we receive. So essentially, practically, human behavior and action can be controlled these days by implanting chips like this or smaller than this, which can go into brain, and they can use wireless data or wireless frequencies to control, as that scientist said in 1960, not only intellect but the demeanor and mood and everything. I'm not able to hear you, ma'am. So please carry on.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
haven't.
log out and log in again because I'm not able to hear you at all.
Okay, okay. Yes, friends. So what Sanjat is saying is really very interesting. Also, bear in mind that if you're looking at the, at Sanatana Dharma, see, that this is the Kali Yuga, and after our earlier session on the satanic rituals, we know man has gone much beyond what we thought of, and this becomes very dangerous for human beings. Yeah. Let me just add, Sanjat.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So, Sanjat, what I was saying is, what you said is so interesting. And also remember the session that we did before on satanic rituals. It's like the man is trying to go beyond all this ethics and morals. And if you're looking at our Sanatana Dharma, they have mentioned very clearly in this is Kali Yuga, and people will do the most evil sort of things. And so this could be very much an example of what they are trying to do, and trying to play God.
Yes, completely agree, ma'am. And like you say, satanic rituals, what they're doing is not only this mind control, it is physically practical now to insert certain things which would alter the signals of our brains. This can be done wirelessly through HAARP or other radio frequency mechanisms. And once they control that, they can control entire humanity, and they are working towards that. Not only this HAARP can create storms, tsunamis, uh, everything. So by all logic, there are a certain psychopathic people sitting there, which they have this capability of doing this,
Yeah.
and so they would do this. Who would stop it? So some people say that no, it cannot happen because I don't know. See, there are many things which I don't know which goes on in this world. Unless we are open to that, so we would be always in dark till the time that we are thrown off the cliff.
In fact, one of the viewers, I'm not getting her question, her point, she says that Mukesh Ambani has heavily invested in Bill Gates technologies. So
Uh,
that's an important point here.
in
I'm not
today's
getting,
world, yes,
yeah,
completely agree with that viewer's observation. In
yes,
today's world, no big businessman can grow
yeah,
without the
huh,
blessings of the globalists who are sitting there. See, Jack Ma wanted to say something, and I don't know, he has vanished for last 3-4 months. Jack Ma was celebrated as a very big businessman, but since he opened his mouth in Hong Kong or somewhere, so we are not able to see him for last 6-7 months. So it doesn't
yes,
matter
yes.
how big a businessman is. These
Also,
people
also,
control. Yes.
also the fact that, see, there was an image of Mukesh Ambani hiding an eye.
Yeah, people can go and search on the internet. There are news articles. This is official picture. There is a one night picture of this person. So there might be many things which are going on because these people see
Interconnected.
Zuckerberg has invested into Indian companies and they have a stake. Zuckerberg is known to be associated with this globalists as we call them. So these people
Even
are
a
invested into
simple,
each other.
yeah, even Sanjat, even a simple thing like Dunzo, is owned by Soros.
Yes, Donzo is, I think, Soros and Google. Donzo delivery, the delivery app that we're talking about, it is part of Google. It is all by them. Like we're discussing, ma'am, the illusion or the choice is actually basically an illusion for a common person. So we have to open
Yes.
our eyes on that.
Yeah. So KB says that it is Energy Ventures is the name. Mukesh Ambani has invested into it heavily.
Yes, Mukesh Ambani or Bezos or Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, you name any big or corporation in today's world or
What
Alibaba
about
cannot serve.
5G, Sajjad? Does it control people's minds?
I don't know. I don't know if it controls or not. Doesn't control, but there is a chance that it might control. Uh, it is just like something experimental. The point is, people actually mock Joey Chawla or other person who were questioned about 5G. I am never starstruck by any star, but the point that she was asking is, let us check it out. What is wrong in if we don't know, So let there be a scientific community which go there and check it out and certify that yes, there is no issue. What is the point of mocking someone that we cannot go? Why are you doing this? This is against development. This is against that. This. So it
See,
cannot be
not
like
only
that. If
that, not only that, Sanjat, it was also said that sparrows completely disappeared, after the coming of this. So it's when it's affecting the birds, there seems to be something really wrong.
Yes, yes, ma'am, completely. I agree with that. These manufactured radio frequencies are almost 50,000 times, even regularly while we are sitting, this Wi-Fi, mobile telephone, and anything. It is doing harm or not, that is a debatable issue, but scientists are using these radio frequencies to alter moods. There were Russian experiments where they altered the entire city. People of entire city were feeling morose for days on together. Afterwards,
No.
they came to know that there was some frequency. There were some articles of some US diplomats actually fleeing from Russia or China to USA, claiming that they continuously heard some humming noise in their head. It was not a sound from outside. They continuously heard some humming noise in their head, and they felt depressed. And this is recently around 1 year back only, and they ran back to US saying, alleging that China was spying on them or trying to alter their mood. So this is not out of fiction these days. This is a fact.
Yeah.
So mood, environment, everything is under their control. We have to be very, very careful about that. Specifically in India, I see 10,000, 20,000 people dying a day, 70, 80,000 people dying is not making news. That is what bothers me, that people don't want to listen. People say, oh no, these are conspiracy theories. That is what bothers me. And
See, what is also important, Sanjat, is that when they are doing this, these two weather, weather formations and all this thing that's happening. See, for example, in Uttarakhand and all that, so many people are dying. Do we go and do this in China? We don't do it. Why? Because India has ethics. These people did so seem to have absolutely nothing.
I would
And what is
disagree
the
on that.
intention? Yeah,
And
what is the intention? Yeah.
I agree with your point, ma'am, but the problem is that even our gods have also told us, don't be good with bad people. If we start being good with bad people, we would be extinct. Even our gods have
So
weapons in their hands.
you have to behave like Lord Krishna said.
Yes, yes, completely agree. See, even our gods have weapons in their hands to punish the criminals or the other means. So we cannot be as esoteric saying that no, we are very good, we would not do anything. Unless we do that, we would be extinct, literally. So talking about our gods, I would say, I think there, I saw some comments on the last video because it was a certain Saturn ritualist and someone actually felt bad. Whatever I say, I do after research. So in case you have any issues with what I say, so I have joined Coup recently for that purpose only. Those who want to discuss, minimum, if you allow, then can we?
Yes, please.
Can we?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
See, my Coup ID is same, SANJAT, PATNAIK. So Sanjat Patnaik, that is SANJAT, PATNAIK. So whoever wants to come and discuss on any of the topics that we discuss here, we can discuss there. That specifically the Coup ID is made for this discussion only. So I'd be happy with that. So don't feel bad if I discuss something which might you find offending. So even if you find offending, I don't bother, because I would be saying whatever I think is the truth. So that is upon the viewer's choice to either to watch my video or not.
Yeah. See, one thing, viewers, you must know that when Sanjay speaks, he's speaking after doing a lot of research. It's not something that he shoots off his hat and wants you to believe. No, it's not like that. And he's not against any religion. So please try to understand that. Whatever he's doing is he's digging out facts and he's telling you. And if it's just a theory, he will tell you that as well.
Yes, completely agree, man. Another thing is, see, out of 100 things I know, I can put across only 10 points. I cannot put across 90 points because of the constraint of time. So yes, yeah. I know some things in more detail, but I cannot say it because the paucity of time.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I think viewers should appreciate that.
Yeah. One more question I forgot. Preeti Singh was asking, what about today's news on oysters baked by heat wave due to Canada's temperature rise? Very unusual. Is it related to HAARP?
Yes. See, there is another strategy. Right now, this COVID game would be over. In next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, we would see this game to be over. The next game which is coming is climate emergency. Everyone would be talking about oysters dying, fish dying, people dying. and everything. This news will be hype. For our viewers, I can give you in writing for next 5-6 months. Look out for these news. The way we had COVID deaths and infection on TV screens, we will be having this
Yeah.
death by climate emergency, because these globalists would again apply lockdown, take out our cars, take out our vehicles, saying that these are creating pollution, climate emergency, everything. So basically, they want to take control of our lives by doing all these things. So this extreme weather phenomena, apart from they doing it, they would also magnify it. That is why these things are happening. Completely agree.
Yeah, and Priya is saying, ma'am and sir, you know how many electronics equipments we use at home. Some are wireless. Even mobiles used by children for a long time creates damage to brain and eyes.
Yes, it might do, and rightly said, because nowadays this wireless charging is very popular these days, and wireless charging is basically works on the same technology that RF radio frequency or magnetic induction pulses. There is no connecting, so no one knows about the effects of the regular people. The scientists might be knowing it, but it might be very harmful.
Yeah, does that mean China can use these methods as quasi-weapons against a country, pretending it's act of nature? How do we protect from that? This is a brilliant question, KB. This is what we've all been asking, and nobody seems to have any answer to even question China because everybody is under their control financially.
Yes, to answer KB, yes, 100% they are doing that, and as per me, that is what they are doing. That is how people are getting killed. See, I belong to Odisha. From my childhood days, there is a cyclone season, as we call it, somewhere in October or September, and every year it would come. We knew it, and it is based on nature. So we expect it every year, and it would be a small sometime, it would be big sometime. As people remember, 99 October, I think we had this super cyclone in Odisha. Recently, for last 4-5 years, we are seeing these cyclones in the summers. So it cannot be natural. Why Odisha? Because Odisha has a weapons testing facility. And I think yesterday this lightning report also came. Odisha received the highest number of lightning in last year, as per this government report, because Odisha has a weapons testing facility. So, and usually they used to test in this clear weather of summers because there would be no cyclone. So now even that weather is taken away by these cyclones. So the enemy is there. He has the capability. So he would do it. Unless we think that he is doing it, we are actually naive, very naive, being very naive that he would not do it. I am KB. I seriously think, I'm 100% sure, not only Chinese, all these world powers are doing this. If Meena ma'am remembers, we're talking about Nambi Narayan sir.
Yes.
So these outside forces can go to any extent to do any kind of sabotage.
Yeah. I'm sure that all the landslide in Uttarakhand, cloudbursts, etc., are done by China, and India should also do the same with the use of their Kali weapon, which we used against Pakistan in Siachen.
Yes, Priyadarshi, there is a weapon called as Kali. Kali is basically, ma'am, if the viewers know, Kali is considered to be the weapon that we have from India's side. So I don't know as an authentic matter, but it is rumored in circles that we have a weapon called as Kali. There is some research known as Kali, but if it is weaponized or not, I don't know.
See,
I
here,
completely
Sanjat,
agree with, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. See, here you and I are doing this. We are doing our research. We're finding all this out. What are the scientists in India doing? Aren't they alerting the country, the top people about what's happening? I'm sure. I mean, when we can understand, I'm sure they must be 10 steps ahead of us, isn't it?
Ma'am, we had a session on this scientists. What happens is all the honest scientists like Dr. Nambi Narayanan or the other, there would be hundreds and hundreds of scientists who are actually interested, and they would be blowing the lid off. But the same thing which actually sent Dr. Nambi Narayanan sir into jail, or hundreds and hundreds of scientists are getting killed, which actually we covered in another session right now as we're talking about. So these things are going cloak and dagger. So there would be some scientists who would be alerting, there would be some scientists who are alerting, who are getting killed. So this entire thing is going on as we're speaking. So there has to be, we have to find it out. I think we agree. At least if government can say this, that yes, we are seeing this thing and these things are possible and we are working on it, I don't know, that would be better. Instead of
interestingly, Rex, Bailey is saying Sushant was said to help with Kali generator actually. So that's something.
Might be.
interesting.
Sushant was very, very advanced.
He was
in,
way ahead. Yeah, way ahead.
way ahead in this technology, and he was an intelligent person. He went to NASA, he went to everyone, he knew many things. Because I see, I am not a Sushant's fan as an actor. I rarely saw his movies apart from one Chichore or some Dhoni, etc. I have never seen other movies. So I was never his fan, especially because of some of his controversial statements earlier, because he did not take a stand. But actually, after he died, I researched into the things that he went into, and I realized that this person was one of the geniuses who went into Bollywood. He could have gone into any science field or any field, and he could have excelled there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And PS is saying Bill Gates wanted to block the sun, and that experiment is postponed.
Yes, that is what actually we were showing. That is called a geoengineering. He wants to spread billions and billions of particles into atmosphere. That is what chemtrail is about. That's what we discussed. So that it would block the sun. So once it blocks the sun, the global warming can be cooled. So once it is cooled, then world will be at a better place as per Bill Gates. Now, people should know Bill Gates is the largest agricultural land owner in USA at this point of time, and he's purchasing all the agriculture land from individual farmers by paying them thrice.
Okay.
So he has an interest in blocking the sun, killing all the agriculture produce of independent farmers, purchasing the lands, and taking control of the food also, like he took control of the operating system. So he has a interest in that.
So friends, this has been a wonderful session because the kind of questions that you've been asking, Sanjat, are so, it's so interesting, and it also shows how well-read all of you are and how much in touch you are with the latest technology. So Sanjat, we have a brilliant audience with us asking us the most brilliant questions. And sometimes, you wonder, I mean, I wish we had started this all, much before. You could have made friends with such, such a beautiful group of people.
Completely agree, ma'am. I am full of admiration for most of the viewers because I continuously see their the comments on YouTube videos. Not only these videos, all of the videos, the daily news updates and the offline topics that we take, and they are very, very knowledgeable in all the cases. And the good part is that no one is full of ego, like I see some supporters of other YouTube channels. So we all want to learn. We see new thing, we learn new thing, and we are ready to learn, and we are ready to modify our knowledge. So that is one of the things I admire them in them, madam. Very, very well.
So it's been a wonderful session, Sanjat, as usual. Then we'll have our next session and we'll inform them what we're talking about. And any questions, please send your comments. It's very useful for both Sanjat and me for us to decide what we could discuss next as well.
Great. Thank you so much. And before going, I would like to mention once again, Sanjat Patnaik, that is SANJAT PATNAIK at KU. And next time, ma'am, I think we may run on the ticker or something so that those people who want to connect to me, they may connect. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.